I write a lot about this in the book. I write about Shenita, who to this day makes me cry to talk about her, but I bring her into the room because every one of us knows and has a Shenita, and if I can ensure that you leaving today will make sure that what happened to Shenita doesn't happen to your Shenita, then it was worth writing this book. So Shenita was an extraordinary student at the Arts Academy. She was our valedictorian. She earned entrance and a full scholarship to a prestigious conservatory of music. However, as the story unfolds, we learn she never sent in her deposit to hold her spot. By the time her teachers learned, it was too late. Her place and her scholarship had been given away. I raged at a system that had so systematically let her down. Why had the college not contacted us? Didn't they want my student? I reached the director of admissions. I even tried to get the president. No one budged. I wanted it to be someone's fault that this had happened. An insensitive college, a bureaucratic admissions director, all that and more. We had encountered a racial and class gap. Shenita didn't know the significance of sending in the deposit in time. Or maybe she did know and was too ashamed to tell us she didn't have the money. Perhaps we assumed because she was so close to us, her teachers, that she would have told us if there had been any issues. So I tell this story in much more detail in my book, not to really berate myself or my colleagues or even higher ed officials, but to raise that question about what access means to us and to our students, how we must always be vigilant, together as a team, to try and identify those invisible barriers to access to opportunities that will help close that pernicious achievement gap in our schools. The reasons that our urban students can or cannot go to college or stay or drop out are much more nuanced and more complex than we often realize. So that question, have you sent your deposit in, has become a metaphor for us to ask about our assumptions about the roads that our students travel, often much more rocky and winding than anything we have known, even if we are from a similar racial or class background. So that's something that I hope I can encourage you to think about. And I did spend much of last year on the road talking about those stories, particularly at colleges like this, asking college admissions folks in particular to really think about it. When you accept our kids, are you willing to really accept our kids? And that's something that those of us who work and lead urban schools are continuing to fight about.